Hi, everybody. Since I dropped y'all already. There's my head. We'll start the live here in a minute, just waiting on a couple of people to jump on, and then we'll start the live. Hopefully everybody can hear me tonight, and we're gonna hope for no more technical issues, considering I've already dropped the camera twice tonight. So when you come in, go ahead and let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me okay. Hey, a life with the table full. How are y'all tonight? Thank you so much for moderating again. Awesome. Glad you can hear me tonight. So how's it going on your side of Texas? Is it as hot there as it is here? Oh, you're driving. Oh my goodness. So our heat index yesterday here in my corner of Texas was 111. 111. What? Let's see. Oh, you'll be moderating later. Gotcha. You know, I know it's better. I think Montana had snow. They had a lot of snow. Definitely had a lot of snow. I just couldn't believe already. I think it was record temperatures yesterday, and then it was only 5 degrees cooler today, so I am going to go ahead and start. I was tagged recently by Scott Head in a 14 question about me collaboration. And so I thought it'd be really fun if I would come in here and do the collaboration and answer the questions for you guys tonight. There's 14 questions, and so we're just going to get right into it and get started here. Okay, so you guys were 111 yesterday too. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It's pretty bad whenever it's like 89 degrees and you're like, oh, this is nice and cool. Okay, so the collaboration, Scott Head tagged me in. The very first question is, what is your name and who named you? My given name, I actually have a Thai name. My given name is Sangyeol. My mom named me. My dad was already stateside when I was born. I was born in Thailand. My dad, in case you don't know, was in the Air Force. He was a sergeant in the intelligence division, and that's where I was born. My mom's Thai. So my dad was not there when I was named, so my mom named me. My name actually means shadow of the crystal. And even for a Thai name, it's kind of one of those very long names. And so I go by Crystal. It's a lot easier to say. Although my nieces and nephews do call me Aunt Sangao. My sister-in-law was very adamant about having the kids call me by my name and really getting to know my heritage. All right, so hang on. My son just came in, and I'm going to go ahead and make him a moderator real quick. All right, there he is. He's in right now. Okay, so that's where I get my name. Number 2, how many siblings do you have? I have 2 living sisters and 1 sister that passed as a toddler. My older sister, it's actually my 2 older sisters. So I have 1 older sister that's living. And then I have another older sister that had passed when she was about 2 from a penicillin injection. Both of those sisters, actually all 3 of us were born in Thailand. Then there's me, and then the baby of the family, of the entire family, my youngest sister. So there's actually 4 girls, and only 3 of us are living. Question number 3. Were you close with your cousins growing up? And close to my cousins. Okay, so on my dad's side of the family, I grew up here in Texas, and my mom was the only member of her family. My mom and I were the only members of her family that came here. We came here when my dad got out of the Air Force. So we're the only 2 here from her side of the family. So I don't know any of them, but I have connected with a couple of them through Facebook, which is really, really cool. Facebook can really be a good thing. So I've connected with some family in Thailand, and so it's just really cool. So I don't know them. My dad's side of the family is actually all girls. All of us cousins are girls. There is 1 male cousin, but he is a lot older, so he was already off and in the Air Force by the time, I came around. So he's a lot older, and he was already gone. So the rest of us girls growing up, we're kind of close. My sister and I are the babies of the family, and you hear the alarms. They have not been going off at all. These smoke alarms, I swear, it's when I grab the camera equipment, it sets them off. So if you hear that, it's not yours, it's mine, but they're rechargeable batteries. So being the youngest of my cousins, we were as close as we can be. There is about 5, 10, 15 years age difference in all of us. So it was a big spread. But growing up, we did grow up in kind of a, holidays when I was young, before my grandfather passed. Holidays were a really big deal, and we had lots of people crowd into our house, our little bitty 1,200 square foot house, and food, and all of my girl cousins and aunts and uncles, and it was good. It was good. I wouldn't say terribly close. I do have 1 cousin now that I'm really close to, now that we're all grown up, and we do have stuff in common now. But so anyway, let me get rid of that. Okay. Let's see. Question number 4. Oh, hi. Making lemonade from lemons. Hi. Thanks for joining us tonight. Okay, so question number 4, y'all. Do you have, or did you have, a special bond with your grandparents? Again, I did not know my Thai grandmother and grandfather. They have since passed now. My dad's mom and dad, I did have a connection with them. I learned to kind of can from watching my grandmother. Now, she didn't teach me, but I remember watching her can green beans and make jellies and things like that. I wouldn't say that I was super close with my grandparents, but I did have a connection. My grandfather passed when I was 13, so there wasn't a lot of time to spend with them. But I was really bad in math in elementary school. And my grandfather made it his mission to make sure that I knew my multiplication. So we, after dinner every night in the summertime, we would sit out and watch the sun go down, and he had flashcards, and he would run the flashcards, and that's how I learned multiplication. I was just having a really tough time with it, but he thought it was important enough to work with the flashcards with me. And he's also the one that taught me about cornbread and milk as dessert. All right, so question number 5. Question number 5. Did you enjoy high school? Yes. Yes. I had fun in high school. People that knew me back then probably would have called me a mean girl, maybe. But I mean, I had fun. I had a lot of friends, and I was a part of theater, and high school was fun. Would I want to go back to high school? No, no. It's also a very awkward time. So yeah, I had fun, but I wouldn't want to repeat it. Definitely not. But although I have kids that are high school age, actually one's already graduated and one's graduating next year, I kind of feel, because like I spend a lot of time at their high school, I kind of feel like I'm back in high school. But no, I wouldn't want to go back. Let's see. Number 6. What are your hobbies? Y'all, I am a homesteader. I don't have many hobbies. Pinebrook Homestead. Hi, welcome, welcome. I garden, I cook, I preserve foods, I keep chickens and ducks, and we might do a video on how to roast a duck since one keeps getting in my garden. Raising these kids, there's not a lot of time for hobbies. I do like to sew, but I'm not very good at it. I'm learning. Like I can sew a straight line, and I have made what are those things called? Placemats. That's the extent of my sewing. I would love to sew more and to kind of explore that, but I really don't have a chance to do that just yet. Okay, so number 7. What do you do to relieve stress when stressed? I yell at my kids. Duh. I'm teasing. Not really. Okay, so when I am stressed, when I'm stressed, I do find just kind of going to the garden, maybe not necessarily to work, even though I usually will probably end up pulling weeds or something like that, but just going to the garden, and I use that as prayer time. I really like that time when I'm by myself, and it really does help with the stress. It really does. Let's see. Okay, so we're on question number 8. Hey, Shelly. Hi. Welcome tonight. I'm seeing some people pop in here. Hi, Susan. How are y'all? All right. So we are on number 8. No? Yeah, number 8. Okay. Who is the longest friend you have? Okay. So the longest friend I have, her name is Sherry. We met in high school, and we have been friends ever since. Also, I have Sherry, and I have my friend Mia. And both of those are probably the 2 longest relationships I have had. But I am closest with Sherry. We've got a closer bond. Mia and I have been friends since high school, but Sherry and I have had a really nice long bond. I've watched her kids grow up. I am now watching her grandkids grow up. She's watched my grandkids grow up, or my kids grow up. No grandkids yet. So it's it's a nice long relationship. It's really good. Let's see. We have one of those relationships where we don't talk a whole lot because we're both extremely busy, but when we do get a chance to talk, it's just like we picked up from, it's just like we talked yesterday and we're just picking up the conversation. It's really cool. It's a great relationship. Let's see here. What is your favorite movie? Oh my gosh, there are so many. Um, let's see. Okay, so I love The Princess Bride. Love that movie. I love Steel Magnolias. Probably my favorite though is Dazed and Confused. I don't know why. I love that movie. I guess it sort of reminds me of my high school years, but yeah, I love Dazed and Confused, but I do have some favorites, and they're all older movies from my youth. Let's see. All right. And, okay, number 10. What is your favorite book? All right, y'all. I have a confession to make. I am not much of a reader. I've never been much of a reader. But I raised my kids to be readers. Ironically enough, I thought it was really important for them to be able to sit down and read. If I sit down and open up a book, and I usually fall asleep. I don't know why. I do, in the last few years, I have gotten to really enjoy the different books of the Bible because in the last few years, it's all started making sense to me. And the Bible, that's got some really good stories in there, some juicy stories, just some really good, if you really get to kind of read it and kind of understand it, yeah, it's kind of interesting. But I don't have a favorite book per se because I'm just not a reader. So let's see here. All right, number 11. We're almost done, y'all. Number 11. What? Oh, I already did that one. Okay, number 11. Favorite thing to do on a stormy day. My favorite thing to do on a stormy day is to catch up on canning. If I know it's going to be bad weather, I usually have things like right now I have figs in my freezer. I have bones in my freezer that need to be made into stock. I have blackberries that need to be made into jelly. So I have things in my freezer that I am waiting on rainy days to get them canned. And so yeah. Inconceivable. I do not think, what did he say? I don't think that means what you think it means. So anyway, all right, number 12. Favorite thing to do when the weather is perfect. When the weather is perfect. The weather is perfect here first thing in the morning. About 6 in the morning, it's perfect. And where am I at? I am in the garden. I'm in the garden because it's nice and cool. That is my favorite place to be, and the garden is my favorite thing to do when the weather is absolutely perfect. And right now, 6 a.m., it's cool in the 70s. It's there's always a breeze outside, so that is when the weather is perfect. And usually when I'm finding ducks in my garden. All right. So, number 13. Do you prefer the big city or small town? Small town for sure. Small town. I will never live in the city again. I was I was born in a small town, if you think about it. I was born in a small town in Thailand, Southeast Asia. We moved to Houston. I grew up in Houston. And then my husband and I, after we got married, we moved to the suburbs. So the city is is so much faster. Like, you have shopping and everything's very, very convenient, but it's just so busy and things are just always going around you. Um, where the small town, it's a lot slower. It's just a more relaxed, like going to the courthouse to get my tags. If I was to do the exact same thing in Harris County, where my mom is at and where we used to live, um, it it takes, like, when you go to the courthouse, the line is wrapped around the building and you could be there just waiting in line for like 2 hours. Here in the small town I'm at, when I go to the courthouse to get tags for my car, if I have to wait behind a person, they usually apologize, sorry for the long wait, and that's usually just one person in front of me. It's so, yeah. I love living in a small town. I love the community. I love being a part of a small town, small community. And the fact that my kids can't get away with very much for very long is also really good. All right, so I'm gonna go back through this here in a minute, but okay, so number 14, we're at number 14 already. All right, what is the first thing you want to do when this virus is over or under control? Um, so Texas has already started reopening, and you probably heard that we've got, I think now, like 2,000 cases. So everybody's kind of backtracking a little bit. We have already gone out to dinner. My husband and I went out to dinner, and that was when they first opened it up to 25%, and that really felt good to get out. It really, really felt good. Not all the restaurants were open, and we found this little restaurant in Liberty, and I fell in love with the food, the nachos especially. So it's a little Mexican restaurant. Love, love, love. And Casa Don. Casa Don. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Casa Don in Liberty, Texas. They make the best nachos. So that was the first thing that we did when everything kind of opened back up. And that's really all we've done. We're homebodies anyway. We do a lot of stuff here. We have 36 acres. So, yeah. So, I guess this summer I would like to go to the river, but if things are not under control, I don't know if we're going to get a chance. My son is already back at football practice. So our time, that the small window that we had to go do things, we were on lockdown. So we might not get to do anything this year because he's already back in football practice. And this is his last year. He's going to be a senior this year. He's got a starting position. So it's very, very important that he is at practice every single day. So that is it. That is the 14 things about me. This was a collab. And Scott Head actually tagged me in this collab. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Scott. And if there are, I don't know if any of my moderators want to do this. And if you do, just let me know. And I'll get you guys the questions, and then you guys can answer the questions yourselves. All right. Yay, we're done with that. All right, so I'm going to go back through the conversation here and see if there's any questions. If you guys have any questions for me or anything like that, go ahead and just put them in the comments below. But before, let me go through this. All right. All right, see, my son said I like football. He's been playing football since he was a little guy in Little League. Like, he was like this little fella that had, his helmet was too big, and he was, like this little bobblehead. It was so cute. And so he's been playing since he was like in the first or second grade. He can probably correct me here. And now he's going to be a senior, and we are hoping for a D1 school scholarship. So he's got a lot of work to do. Just put a little stress on him. Oh, yes. I love all those movies. All those movies. And you know, one movie that I Nightmare on Elm Street. Do y'all remember that? I love that movie. And my husband and I snuck off to the movies the other day. We were the only people in the theaters. We saw The Hunt. And Showbiz is actually going back and putting all these movies, these older movies. Jaws is one of them. They're going to actually show it this summer, you know, since nothing really new is out. So I'm really excited that some of these movies are going to be back in the theaters, because Jaws I didn't get to see in the theater. So I'm excited about that one. Let's see here. Making lemonade from lemons. They were fun questions, and if you want, I'll send them over to you and you can consider yourself tagged. And my son says first grade. He's been playing since he was in the first grade. And, you know, I gave him the option when he was a freshman in high school. He could quit football if he wanted to, but he had to be a part of something. He had to be a part of some club. He could be in band, he could be choir, he could just do FFA, whatever, but he had to be a part of something. So he stuck with football, but he added FFA to it. So that's, you know, we stay busy. So I got to tell you guys. Oh, yes. Life with a table full. You're tagged. I will send you the questions. I'll send you the questions for sure. Okay, so I have to tell you guys, my garden has been, it has been going well. We've been eating off of the garden, and a lot of stuff has already come out because it's either done or it was doing poorly, and I'm getting ready to replant. And if you live in Southeast Texas, a lot of people will tell you, no, 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 nothing will grow here in our summers, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I grow long beans during the summer. I grow tomatoes, okra, of course. I grow all of my summer squashes. I grow all of that in the summer. The trick with growing produce in the summer is keeping your soil covered. Once your soil is covered, the roots of the plant stay cool and they stay moist. They will keep producing all summer long. So I'm getting ready to replant. I'm not planting tomatoes by their seeds, but I'm actually planting them by their suckers. I'm putting more long beans into the ground, putting more zucchini into the ground. What else am I putting into the ground? I can't remember right now, but so we're doing that, and so the garden is going along really, really well. I'm now having a problem with 3 ducks and a rooster that keep getting into my garden. So the ducks and the rooster have eaten through my tomatoes, and if you're in our group, you'll see that I've been posting these Gilberti tomatoes because I'm really, really super impressed with them. I'm really, really impressed with them. So the stupid ducks and the rooster have eaten all of those tomatoes that you've been seeing me post. The ones that were as big as my hand, they're gone. And so I told my husband, I might end up culling out 3 ducks and a rooster. We might end up having them for dinner. They're driving me insane. My garden is completely fenced. They're finding little spots in the fence that they can get through. A couple of the ducks need to have their flight wings clipped. But yeah, if I can't get them under control, they're gonna have to go to freezer camp for sure. So that is what's been going on in my garden. Oh, and I found hay. I found hay. Oh my goodness. So it's a guy right down the road from me, had hay. The big rolls, he marked them down. They were mowed last year and baled last year, and so he needs to move them out. So I marked them down to $30 a roll. So I picked up 3 rolls, and once we go through those, then I'll need to pick up some more. And the first thing that I asked him, and I asked him 3 different times, was this sprayed with herbicide? Was this sprayed with herbicide? Because, you know, I had the herbicide poisoning last year. So he told me 3 different times, 3 different ways that he did not spray this. Hey, he didn't even fertilize. This was a first cut on this particular field, and he ended up losing his lease this year because the people sold the property, which is why he needs to move the hay. He needs to get it off of the property. So So he assured me that it wasn't sprayed, and as I'm going through the rolls of hay, there is a ton of weeds. There is a ton of weeds, a ton of grass, and some people might look at that and go, oh no, it's got lots of weeds in it. I look at it and go, yes, it wasn't sprayed. So I found hay, and I've already started putting it into the garden. The first place that I'm doing, I did my peppers, and I also am working on where my sweet potatoes are. And my sweet potatoes are doing great. They're doing so good. So hopefully we'll have a really good sweet potato harvest this year. So that's what's been going on in the garden. Let's see. Oh, hey, Gordon. Hi. Nice to see ya. Oh, Gordon, we are doing good. Hopefully you and Mikey are doing really, really good too. Oh, Mikey's long beans are doing great. Yes, I love long beans. If you've never tried growing long beans, y'all seriously have to. Especially if you live in Southeast Texas. They stand up to the heat like nobody's business. They don't care. Um, they will grow. I've got some already. They're about 10 foot tall. So they will just vine out everywhere. And of course, I trellis everything up because I don't like snakes. So let's see. So actually, Gordon, I got a little bit of long beans tonight that I'm going to make like papaya salad. So once I make that, I'll go ahead and share that picture in our group. So that'll be something that Mikey can do. I don't know if she knows she can make it like the papaya salad and have the sticky rice. So tell me how you guys are. How is everybody's gardens doing? How are you guys? How is the heat in your neck of the woods? It was, our heat index yesterday was 111. No kidding. It was 111 here yesterday, which that is like record heat for our area this time of year. I mean, it gets hot. It gets hot here, but not quite this early. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh, to give you guys an update on the 4 little chicks that were hatched on my front porch chicks, they're doing great. Mama chicken is she is so good with the baby. She is so good. She's very protective, and she just takes them all over the yard and has showed them all kinds of stuff. They're so much fun to watch. Yesterday, Duke decided, Duke went swimming in the pond, and when he goes swimming, he comes out of the pond, and he is just like crazy and hyper, and he wants to play with everybody. He walks up to all the cats, and he slaps at them, and he walks up to Tough Stuff, which is the other dog, and he jumps on her, and he's just super playful. He sees one of the baby chicks yesterday, and he looks at it, and he kind of looks over at me, and he looks at that baby chick and takes a swipe at it. Mama hen came out of nowhere. I don't know where she was. She came out of nowhere and chased him all through the yard, and he looked like he was having fun with it. But yeah, she was not having it. So just very, she's just very good. The chicks are doing really good. I think one, because just by looking at the comb, I think one already is confirmed a little roux, just by looking at his comb. So 91 in East Tennessee yesterday. See, 91 is that's hot. That's hot. That's usually our temperature here. The Naked Gardeners are in the house, all the way up from Northeast Georgia. Now, if you don't know their channel, they're actually located in Dallas, Texas. But they're doing a little bit of work. I think he is doing work in Georgia, so they've been traveling back and forth. Let's see. I'm just reading the comments, y'all. So the Naked Gardeners, I did in the beginning of this video, I did the 14 questions about me. And I was tagged from another channel. And if you want, I'll go ahead and tag you guys, because I think I might have mentioned it already that I got tagged in this collab on one of y'all's lives, and I was going to tag y'all. So if you want to be tagged, let me know, and I'll DM you guys these questions so y'all can do it on a video for us. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. It's been a long time since I've done lives. I forgot how fun they can be. Let's see. Texas Janet just got into the house. Was the whole beginning. I was answering questions from a collab that I was tagged in, just like last week. Another collab. You know, we have dew here. The one thing about living in the country, we have dew every single morning. It's you know, makes your feet wet, but it doesn't, it's gone pretty quick. So today it was 92 degrees here today. I don't know what the heat index was today, but we had a really nice breeze. Like, we were able to work in the garden until about 1 o'clock, which is really, really odd. But it was cloudy, and it was, you know, nice breeze coming through, so it made it really nice to work in the garden as we were putting out that hay. Awesome. I will tag you guys for sure. I'll give you a tag. So you guys are officially tagged, along with Life with the Table Full, and she never answered me, I don't think. I'll have to check with, I don't think the other channel answered me. So anyway, so you guys are tagged, and I'll send y'all all these questions. Let's see here. Dr. Pepper. So I know that I've missed a couple of videos. I missed videos last week, and I missed videos this week. And the reason why is because we've got the 3 rolls of hay that we're working with and we're putting out. And I don't really do vlog type videos because they don't get a lot of views. So I kind of steer clear of those, and that's the reason why you haven't seen any new videos. I do have a video that will come out on Friday about the long beans, because I'll be putting more seeds into the ground just to give everybody kind of what they look like and how they grow and their habits. So I'll have that video coming out, and then we'll get back to our regular schedule. And if you guys like these lives, like, let me know, and I'll keep doing it. And you know, I don't know, maybe we'll do a cooking live or something like that. I've done cooking lives on Facebook for just my family and friends, and it was a lot of fun. So let me know if you guys want to see something like that as well. Hey there, the gardener. Thanks for joining us tonight. Janet, I have never grown Malabar spinach. I've never grown it. My mom has, and it like grows. My mom doesn't even plant seeds anymore. It just, I guess it just, the seeds drop and they just come back up year after year after year. So I've never grown it myself, but hers pops up in early spring, and it grows all the way through summer. And like I said, it grows like a weed for her. Like, it just overabundance and climbs everything. So let's see. Yeah, long beans, you know, a lot of people, I grow them pretty exclusively. A lot of people just don't know about them. If you have an Asian market nearby, you can usually pick up seeds. We prefer the black seeds. They have like the red, and then they have the red pod. But my mom, it's funny because my mom, I bought some seeds from Rare Seeds a few years back, and I grew the long beans, and my mom was like, oh, thank you, these are nice. but they weren't her favorite. So she went out and found her favorite long bean, and she found the seeds for me, and that's what I've been growing and saving my seeds every year. And she loves her long beans. I don't know how Malabar spinach comes back every year. A lot of her stuff, like she says it just grows. Now, I don't know if it's in an area that is protected from any frost, or they drop seeds. I'm not too sure, but it's been a few years since she's actually planted any Malabar spinach seeds. So for her, just like cilantro, she doesn't plant cilantro seeds anymore. She has a bed that she grows cilantro in, and it grows, and then when it goes to seed, she just lets it drop, and then it comes back. Usually, she told me that it doesn't normally come back during the summer, but it'll come back during the winter. So she doesn't even plant that anymore. So there's a lot of things that my mom doesn't replant that I've never grown. Like as far as cilantro goes, I never let it go to seed. I always use it before it goes to seed. But she lets it go to seed, and my mom also usually cooks with the roots too. So she likes for it to stay in the ground, and she can harvest the roots, and the roots get big on cilantro. You might not think that they do, but they really do. They get really, really big, and they have a lot of medicinal properties as well. Oh yeah, Dr. Pepper. Love my Dr. Pepper. Yep, Texas girl. um, I was out in the garden last week, and I hadn't paid much attention to my lemon and my lime trees and my orange trees because they haven't done anything for the last few years. So we're gonna have lemons and limes and oranges this year. So I'm really excited about that. I'll have to video it. Really nice. And so let's see. I don't know, you guys. We have a group on Facebook, and Facebook, I just share pictures and things like that. Janet, tonight I'm making a spicy long bean salad, and it's going to be I don't cook the beans, they're in their raw form, and it's actually how I grew up eating them a lot. We didn't actually cook the beans hardly ever, and we always ate them raw. So that's how I'm going to prepare it tonight. So if one of my moderators could drop our group of the dish tonight. I've already cooked dinner, and everybody that is here at home tonight has already eaten. I have not, because I didn't want cilantro in my teeth. So after the live is over, I'll actually make my little salad, and I'll have my dinner, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, the cooking videos that I've done on Facebook, I did, I had everything set up, and I think I did one where I made Thai curry. I made it from scratch. Everything was made from scratch. I didn't use any of the little packets of red curry or green curry.